You know what weighs on my mind most when I think about getting older? It's seeing two elderly neighbors living just a few houses apart, but stepping into their 70s on two completely different paths. One is up early, moves quickly, talks cheerfully. The other, same age, is tired, quiet, and each step seems to carry the weight of years.
The thing that bothers me is this difference didn't come from illness circumstances or genetics, but from something simple that few people pay attention to: the time they go to bed.
Welcome to Best Senior Sleep, where we awaken peace and restore health one deep sleep at a time. Today we're going to explore the ideal bedtime for those over 70, the time when the body enters its natural repair mode, helping boost memory, protect the heart-restored joints, and reduce the risk of falls. I'll also share 3 common bedtime mistakes that so many people are making and the silent consequences they can bring. And if you stay until the end, I'll reveal a pre-bed habit practiced by those living over 100 years, helping them maintain their clarity and independence throughout their aging journey. Don't miss it, because sometimes just a small change in your bedtime can add many more years of quality to your life. All right, now let's talk about the golden hour for sleep after 70, because what you're about to hear might change how you sleep forever. Let's begin with a simple story. Mr. Harold is 74 years old. He has a sharp mind, a kind heart, the kind of person who still enjoys crossword puzzles and a hot cup of tea in the evening. For most of his life, Mr. Harold went to bed at 11 p.m. That was his rhythm, and it worked for many years. But lately, things started to change. He'd often wake up around 4 a.m., sometimes 3:45 a.m., feeling completely exhausted. And it wasn't just physical fatigue. His thinking became hazier, a little more irritable, and his motivation seemed almost gone. His daughter noticed. She thought maybe he was just simply getting older, slowing down, as everyone eventually does. But when Mr. Harold mentioned it during his checkup, his doctor offered a different perspective. She asked him a simple question: "What time do you go to bed?" At first, Mr. Harold didn't think it was important, but then she explained something that many of us need to hear. As we age, our body's natural sleep-wake cycle, our circadian rhythm, actually shifts. When we were younger, we might naturally feel sleepy around 10 or 11 p.m., but after 70, that internal clock starts to wind down earlier. Somewhere between 8:30 and 9:30 p.m., your body starts to whisper it's time to rest now. And when we ignore that, when we push past that natural sleep window, we risk more than just a bad morning.
This shift is called advanced sleep phase syndrome.
It's why so many older adults nod off during the evening news and then wake up at dawn, wondering why they still feel tired. But here's something that's often misunderstood. A lot of people, maybe even you, assume this is all just a normal part of aging. Oh, I'm supposed to be tired. I'm 75. Everyone my age wakes up early. That's just how it is. But let me tell you something important. Poor sleep is not inevitable as you get older. It is not something you simply have to accept. Often it's your habits, not your body, that are working against you. That late-night TV show, that evening cup of coffee, that midnight snack, or scrolling on your phone, they could be silently stealing your precious restorative sleep hours. And it's more than just feeling tired. Sleep, especially at this stage of life, is the foundation of your overall health. It affects your memory. It affects your mood. It impacts your balance, your immune system, even your heart. So what can you do? Start by becoming your own sleep detective. Spend a week and pay close attention. What time do you go to bed? What time do you wake up? How do you feel in the morning, energized or exhausted? Because if you're consistently waking up feeling tired, if you're dragging yourself through the day, there's a very good chance your sleep timing is out of sync with your body's needs. And here's the good news. This is one area of your health where small changes can bring big noticeable improvements. So that brings us to the real question. What exactly is the best time to go to bed after 70? Let's take a closer look at what sleep doctors are recommending now. So what do the experts actually say? Well, this is where it gets interesting. According to some recent sleep studies, older adults who consistently go to bed between 9:00 p.m. and 10:30 p.m. report the highest quality sleep. They don't just sleep longer, they wake up feeling more refreshed. Their minds are clearer, and their mood is more stable throughout the day. Take a moment to think about that. Just adjusting your bedtime to fall within that window, even by just half an hour, could improve how you feel when you wake up. Sharper memory, less irritability, even better balance, and fewer wake-ups during the night. So does that mean everyone over 70 has to fight their way into bed before 9 p.m.? Not necessarily. Because each of us is wired a little differently. Some of us have always been morning larks, others night owls. But here's the key point. After 70, your melatonin levels, that natural sleep hormone, begin to rise earlier in the evening. Often around 8 to 9 p.m., your body starts to naturally say, slow down now. This is your inner clock trying to guide you. And when we ignore that signal, when we try to power through it with late night TV or scrolling on our phones, we miss that golden window where falling asleep would be easy and natural. Instead, we lie there tossing and turning, wondering why it's become so much harder to sleep than it used to be. And here's a common mistake I often hear. Some older adults proudly say, "Oh, I stay up late. It keeps me feeling young." But unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way. Staying up late past your body's natural signal doesn't make you younger. It actually messes with your system. Your body's internal clock gets out of whack. Your sleep becomes fragmented. You wake up more often during the night. You feel groggy in the morning. And over time, that slowly eats away at your energy, your mood, and even your memory. So what can you do if you've been a late night person your whole life? Here's a gentle approach. Start by moving your bedtime earlier by just 15 minutes every few nights. If you usually go to bed at 11 p.m., aim for 10:45 p.m. tonight, then 10:30. Give your body time to adjust. And just as important, keep your wake-up time consistent. Yes, even on weekends, your body thrives on rhythm. Waking up and going to bed at the same time each day helps your inner clock settle into a healthy groove. Think of it this way. You're not forcing sleep. You're simply creating the right conditions for your body to do what it naturally wants to do. But here's a twist. Just your bedtime isn't enough. What you do before you tuck yourself in, that's what can either invite deep sleep or sabotage it completely. So let's talk about your evening routine. Because a peaceful night's sleep doesn't start when your head hits the pillow. It starts long before that. Let me tell you about Mrs. Mary. She's 72, vibrant, full of humor, the kind of person who still calls her friends just to check in. Her routine, every evening she'd watch her favorite shows, just one more episode, and treat herself to a small bowl of ice cream. Nothing wild, just a way to wind down. But for months, Mrs. Mary was consistently waking up tired, sometimes groggy, other times almost anxious for no clear reason. She blamed it on age, on her arthritis, on just one of those days. But eventually her doctor asked a simple question. Tell me about your evening. And that's when the pieces started to fall into place. Because here's the truth, what we do in the 2 hours before bed can make or break our sleep. Mrs. Mary didn't realize that the light coming from her television, what we call blue light, was silently suppressing her melatonin. That sleep hormone we talked about earlier, it needs darkness to rise. And screens, TVs, phones, tablets, they tell your brain, wake up, it's still daytime. So even if you're yawning, even if your body feels ready, your brain is being tricked into thinking it should stay alert. That's why even after turning off the TV, many people still lie there tossing and turning, unable to fall asleep. And those late night snacks, especially if they're sugary or heavy, they might feel comforting at the time. But once you're asleep, your body is busy trying to digest instead of resting. This can lead to fragmented sleep, frequent wake-ups, restless dreams, or feeling tired but unall rested in the morning. Now here's where a lot of people get it wrong. They think the TV helps me relax. I can't sleep without it. But what's really happening is that habit has replaced the natural process. The screen stimulates. It doesn't soothe. It delays your sleep, then interferes with it once it begins. So what can you do instead? Let's talk about building a truly relaxing pre-sleep routine, one that actually supports your sleep. Start by dimming the lights around 8 p.m. Reducing light signals to your brain that night is coming. Put on some soft music or nature sounds, something calming that helps quiet your mind. Consider a warm cup of herbal tea like chamomile or peppermint. No caffeine, no sugar, just warmth and stillness. And try some light reading, not on a tablet, but a real book or magazine. Choose something comfortable, familiar, not too stressful or emotionally heavy. Gentle stretching, saying a short prayer, or reflecting on 3 good things from your day. These small rituals tell your body it's time to let go now. You are safe. You can rest now. And above all else, put the screens away. Your phone, the TV, even bright overhead lights. If you do nothing else, just this one thing can improve the depth of your sleep. You see, sleep isn't just about what happens in the bedroom. It starts with how you end your day. And now that you know which habits might be silently sabotaging your sleep, let's move on to something just as crucial, the space where you sleep. Let me tell you about Mr. George. He's 76, retired, and a creature of habit. For years, he believed his broken sleep was just something he had to accept. He went to bed on time, tried to relax, even cut out late-night snacks. But still, he woke up every single night, Sometimes to use the bathroom, other times just staring at the ceiling, wide awake at 2 a.m. Then, one day, almost by accident, he made a few small changes. He replaced the ticking wall clock with a silent one. He installed blackout curtains to block the street light that always shone through his bedroom window. He even added a gentle white noise machine, just a low hum in the background. And what happened for the first time in years, Mr. George slept soundly. No tossing and turning, no waking up, just peaceful, uninterrupted sleep. He woke up feeling like himself again.
Why does this matter?
Because as we age, we become more sensitive to things we used to just ignore. A flickering light outside the neighbor's dog, even the refrigerator humming downstairs. These small distractions can pull us out of deep sleep and make it hard to fall back asleep. And here's something else many people get wrong. They think they can make up for poor sleep with daytime naps. But here's the issue. Daytime naps should be short and never too late. If you nap after 3 p.m., it can mess with your sleep drive and throw off your body's natural rhythm. Think about it like snacking before dinner. It spoils your appetite for a full night's sleep. So how do you build a sleep-friendly space? Let's keep it simple. Darkness is your friend. Use blackout curtains or an eye mask to block out outside light. Even a small amount of light from electronic devices, digital clocks, or hallway nightlights can signal your brain to be awake. Quiet is crucial. If you live in a noisy area, try soft earplugs or a white noise machine. Even a ceiling fan can help by providing a consistent, gentle background noise. Keep the room cool. Aim for a temperature that's slightly cool, somewhere between 18 and 21 degrees Celsius, 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Your body naturally lowers its temperature to fall asleep easier, and a cool room helps that happen faster. Your bedding matters more than you think. Light, breathable blankets, soft sheets that don't hold heat, a good pillow that supports your neck without strain. These small comforts add up, especially as your body is more sensitive than it used to be. And finally, limit clutter in the bedroom. Your bedroom should feel peaceful, not busy. Too much stuff can create anxiety and potential stimulation, even if you're not fully aware of it. Think of your sleep space as a sanctuary. It's not just a room. It's your recovery room where your body repairs itself, where your mind resets, where healing quietly happens night after night. However, even with a perfect environment, even with the right bedtime, a relaxing routine, and a cozy space, some people still find themselves struggling to sleep. So then what? Because if you've done everything right and sleep still won't come, there might be something deeper going on, something worth looking into. Let's be honest, you can do everything right. You can shift your bedtime, turn off the TV, cut out the snacks, create the coziest, quietest room you've ever slept in, and still find yourself lying there staring at the ceiling, night after night, wondering, why can't I sleep? If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. Meet Mrs. Evelyn. She's 78, sharp, active, always keeping her mind keen with puzzles and books. She followed all the advice, routine, environment, diet. But the nights were still restless. She'd fall asleep only to wake up at 1 or 2 a.m., sometimes sweating, other times just wide awake for no reason. By morning, she felt like she hadn't slept at all. Finally, Mrs. Evelyn did something many people avoid. She talked to her doctor. And that conversation changed everything, because what she thought was just due to age turned out to be a sleep disorder. You see, sleep problems in older adults are far more common than most people realize, and concerningly, they're often underdiagnosed. Some people struggle with insomnia where the body is tired, but the mind won't stop racing. Others might have sleep apnea, a condition where your breathing is interrupted many times during the night, often without you even knowing it. It leads to shallow sleep, morning headaches, and extreme tiredness during the day. And here's another surprising one: medications. Many common prescriptions taken after 70 for blood pressure, arthritis, depression, or heart issues can silently disrupt sleep. Even over-the-counter sleep aids can make things worse over time, leaving you groggy, confused, or at higher risk of falls. Then there's pain. Arthritis, restless leg syndrome. Even having to get up frequently to use the bathroom at night, often due to changing bladder or prostate issues, can make your sleep more fragmented than you realize. Yet too many people suffer in silence. Why? Because they believe things like, it's just part of getting older. It's too late to change anything. I don't want to bother the doctor just about sleep. But here's the truth. It is never too late. Sleep is a vital sign, just like your blood pressure is just like your heart rate. And it tells your body whether you are recovering or breaking down. So when should you talk to your doctor? If sleep problems last longer than 3 weeks, if they start to affect your daily life, your energy, your memory, your mood, If you're falling asleep during the day, losing interest in activities, or struggling with motivation, that is the time to ask.
This isn't complaining. This is protecting your health.
Keep a sleep journal. Note your bedtime, your wake time, and how you feel each morning. Write down any medications you're taking and when you take them. The more information you share, the better your doctor can help. Because there is help available. There are treatments. Sometimes it's just a simple adjustment to your habits. Other times it's a new approach to medication therapy or a sleep study to learn more. The key thing is this: you do not have to suffer through restless nights, and you are never too old to start sleeping better. Your sleep is crucial for your memory, your strength, your happiness, and your life. And I know all of this can feel like a lot to take in, but don't worry, just take a deep breath. Because getting older, it's not easy, is it? You feel changes in your body you didn't ask for. Memory feels a little fuzzier. Steps are just a little slower. And those sleepless nights, they start to feel like a cruel reminder that something inside you is changing. It's easy to feel like you're losing control. And sleep, something so natural, so essential, can become one of the most frustrating parts. You lie awake thinking, why is this happening? Why won't my mind quiet down? Is this just how it's always going to be? But here is the truth I want you to hold on to tonight. Sleep hasn't disappeared, it isn't gone forever, and you can reclaim it, or better, deeper, more restorative than it's been in years. It starts not with one big change, not with a prescription or a perfect bedroom or the right pillow, but with a shift in how you think about sleep. Because sleep isn't just about going to bed early. It's about allowing your body to rest, to recover, to heal. It's about honoring your journey, your decades of hard work, your memories, your love, your strength. It's about saying, I have earned this rest. I deserve to feel well tomorrow. I want to be fully present for my grandchildren, for my garden, for my morning walk, or just that quiet cup of tea by the window. So let's reframe the picture. Going to bed at 9 p.m. doesn't make you old, it makes you wise. Because you know your body better than anyone else. You know when it's time to listen. And here's one simple thing you can do starting tonight. Set a gentle reminder on your phone, 30 minutes before the time you want to go to bed. Let that moment be your signal to start winding down. Turn down the lights, turn down the noise, maybe put on some soft music. Sip some chamomile tea. Allow yourself to transition peacefully from the busy world to a state of rest. Do that for just 1 week. Give it time. Notice how you feel. Because you might just find your mornings start to feel a little brighter. Your thoughts become a little clearer. That spark of energy, that spark you thought was gone, starts to return. And here's the part I don't want you to forget. You deserve this. You have spent a lifetime putting others first. You have worried, worked, sacrificed, loved. Now it is perfectly okay to rest. It is perfectly okay to slow down, to let go of what no longer serves you. To sleep, not because you are tired, but because you are healing. Better sleep doesn't just mean fewer yawns. It means more laughter, more energy for your favorite hobbies, more strength to be there for the people you love, more life in every day you are given. So tonight, be kind to yourself. Give yourself that gift. Close your eyes in peace. You are not losing control. You are taking it back. And I promise you are not alone on this journey. You can do this, and I am here with you. So take a deep breath and let's look back at what we've learned today. We've covered the important things: why sleep changes after 70. What the golden hour for sleep is based on your natural rhythm, and the 3 common mistakes that are silently draining the energy and memory of older adults. You've seen that just a small change, like dimming bedroom lights, turning off screens earlier, or simply going to bed at a better time, can make a big difference in how you feel the next morning. And most importantly, sleep is not something you have to sacrifice because of your age. It's a signal, an opportunity for you to take care of yourself more, not less. So what about you? What time do you usually go to bed? Have you tried adjusting? And did you notice a difference? Share in the comments below, because your story might give hope to someone else who is looking to find peace in their sleep. If what I shared today made you think, please hit the like button, subscribe to the Best Senior Sleep channel, and let's build a community together where good sleep is the foundation of a happy old age. Thank you for being here, for caring about yourself, and for still believing that getting older isn't about getting weaker, but about becoming deeper, stronger, in a beautiful way. Wishing you a truly peaceful night. See you in the next story.